Good morning, all. I'm continuing my previous lecture videos like dynamic database management system. Now it is a topic like dynamic SQL. Dynamic SQL is a programming technique that could be used to write SQL queries during the runtime. Dynamic SQL could be used to create general and flexible SQL queries. Needs for dynamic SQL queries is to run dynamic queries on our database, to assess as object during compile time, to duplicate the runtime of our queries, to installation of create logic blocks, to perform operations on applications or applications feed data. Syntax for dynamic SQL is to make a string as below. Select statement. To run a dynamic SQL statement, run the stored procedures. SPSQL executes SQL as shown in below. SPSQL execute SQL n select statements. Use n prefix n with SP execute SQL is use dynamic SQL as a Unicode string. Steps to use dynamic SQLs: declare two variables, at variable 1 for holding the name of the database table and at variable 2 for holding the dynamic SQLs. Now going to declare variables. At var1 n varchar of maximum, var2 n varchar of maximum. Set the values of the at variable 1 at var1 variable to table name. Set at var1 equal to n table name. Create the dynamic SQL by adding the select statement to the table name parameter. Send at var2 equal to n select star from at table 1 var1. Run the sp execute SQL stored procedure by using the at var2 parameter. Sp execute SQL at var2. Using dynamic SQL, declare at tab n varchar of 122 at st n varchar of maximum. Set at tab equal to n gig table. Set at st equal to n select from star select star from plus at tab execute. The gigs table will be shown here. This is the dynamic SQL. Dynamic SQL is used to execute the given strings by using a query, a select statement, and then we are using an sp execute SQL is used to stored procedures. We are going to use exec. This is denoted as this is an SQL statement. sp underscore execute SQL n select statement. Use prefix n with sp execute SQL to use dynamic SQL as a Unicode string. These are the steps will be used for dynamic SQL. Declaring two variables at var1 and var2. var1 is for holding the name of the table, var2 is holding the dynamic SQL. And then second step, you have to declare the variable. Third step, at var1 n varchar of maximum, at var2 n varchar of maximum. Set value for var1 variable to the table name, and then set at var1 equal to n table name, and then create a dynamic SQL for adding select statements to the table name parameters. Set at var2 equal to select star from table name at var1. We are going to run the dynamic SQL. Run the sp execute SQL store procedures by using at var2 parameter. Then execute the given command. We are having an example here. We are going to show the gigs tables by using xp execute SQL. At tab 1 is an table 1, and then st for variable 2. Set the variable 1, and then run the table 2, and then execute sp execute SQL as st. The table gigs table will be shown here. These are the several things will be happening in the dynamic database management system. So we are having a basic level, and then we are having to make the query as an advanced level, and then we are going to make up on a dynamic level, and then we back to the embedded SQL. By embedding the SQL, it will be easily embedded with an normal programming language. So it is useful to use the various level of Level of SQL query language.